Hey guys, so some of you probably saw yet another bulletin I posted, and obviously you saw the title. Whiskers went this past Saturday, August 31st. Things kind of worked out in a sense, and what I mean by that was obviously during the times with my grandfather, my parents were down in Florida for to help him out and everything that was going on. They were there that time I made that recent video for you about him, and and then I was sleeping downstairs actually most of the time. I was spending a lot of time downstairs, taking care of Whiskers, doing everything I could for him. And then my parents came home on August 30th, and they got to see him. He got to see them too, which was good. Um, and then throughout that night, he just maybe because he knew they were back, he was just very weak. Like he tried to stand up to get water or use the litter box, and he pretty much was flopping over. Like he couldn't hold himself up anymore. So then that morning on August 31st, he finally went very peacefully, no suffering, nice and easy, so to say. And so now two cats we had since I was in second grade. That'd be 1996. Um, are not here anymore, and it's weird, I mean, I remember telling you how weird it was when Stripes went, and this is weird too because the corner of the kitchen where their food dishes always were, there's nothing there. So I mean, it's that's very weird to see. Um, I will say this: I'm gonna put a few links in the video description for you. There are gonna be certain times of older videos of mine that are actually uploaded right now, but I'm gonna post them, in case some of you have never seen them before. I'm gonna make videos. I'm sorry. I'm gonna make links of exactly where I show Whiskers, so you'll get to see him in case you really haven't before. So you can get an idea of of how he was and everything. And I guess I'll talk about some of the fond memories I have of him. One of them would be this goes way back. For those of you who have log cabin pancake syrup, okay, some of you probably remember way back they used to have the little clear plastic caps on top. Do they? I don't know if they still have those today or not. Actually, I'm not sure, but Whiskers, he loved playing with those all the time. Like, like when you squeeze a plastic syrup bottle, and like, it makes that noise when it's just about empty. Every time Whiskers heard that, he would always come running into the kitchen because he knew a new plastic cap was coming for him. And several times in the middle of the night, we would just hear him, like usually in the dining room, just hitting the thing all over downstairs, and we'd hear that like in the middle of the night. So, and I guess any cat really enjoys this, but anytime someone opens a can of whether it's tuna fish or sardines, what have you, you could make the quietest noise possible, but he had a strong nose more than anything, and he would just come. I'm not going to say run. He would walk fast into the kitchen, stand there by the counter, and look up at you and be like, "Hey, you going to give me something or what?" um, and he used to this was real. This was he used to do this a lot back when I was in high school and my brother was home for the time being. Um, I would go to my brother's room with him here and just like after my parents had gone to sleep, I would just go there and spend time with my brother, and then maybe like 5 minutes later we would hear a paw rubbing against the door because he wanted to come in. And we'd open the door. He'd come in, just sit with us, and have a good time. He was a very. I'm gonna say he may not have been as close. He was still very loving. Don't get me wrong. He wasn't as loving as Stripes was, but he was very intelligent. And I mean, he would respond to his name, and actually he would do something. Oh, excuse me. He would do something else too. Um, in my brother's room, it's not there anymore. We've since taken it out, but From the one of the LAE videos I posted back in '08. You probably remember there was that desk right next to the doorway, and whenever Whiskers would be ready to be let out of the room, he would actually go on top of the desk and put his paw on top of the doorknob and try to turn it because he knew exactly how the door works, and he would try to open it. He never could open it, of course, but I mean that was definitely a pretty impressive thing for him to do. Uh, and I really don't think I have much else. I mean, I'm still thinking about him a lot, obviously. I guess one of the reasons why I mean, some of you remember my video of Stripes titled "Sad News" when he passed in 2011 because that was the first time we had a cat pass from here in. If I'm doing the math properly, 7 years, no, more than 7 years, 10, 15 years, I'm going to say. Well, no, it would be 15 years because that's how old he was when he went. So, I mean, and and it was still very, and it was very, very difficult. I mean, Whiskers was difficult too when he went, but I guess part of the reason why it wasn't as difficult is because he still, he was old, he was 17. We could see he had, well, I mean, he had tumors, if you remember the video I made about him. And we knew it was coming, so I mean, and he's with his brother again, as they say. So I guess that's why it wasn't as difficult. But I mean, I'm still trying to get used to seeing that empty space in the kitchen more than anything. And I was looking through. You remember those pictures I showed you of Stripes back when? But I've basically been looking at those pictures again and just looking at all the old pictures of him, everything, remembering everything he did. My parents and I talk about all the fun stuff he did. That's another case in point I want to bring up. But this is when I was in high school and even before high school. Every time my mom would make, or either my dad would make, an egg on the stove, and Whiskers would hear it on the pan, he would actually jump on one of the kitchen stools for the counter, for the central counter, if you remember how the kitchen looks, and he would just sit there and just wait, just wait there, like he wants his yolk, because he liked egg yolk, and oh, how could I forget this? He loved pasta sauce. Like oh my god, he could never get enough of it. Every time my mom or myself would make anything with pasta sauce, as soon as we sat down to eat, whether it be in the family room or at the kitchen table, he would literally stand up and like put his paw on your arm like this because he wanted some of the sauce. That was definitely a very cute thing, and he could never get enough of that pasta sauce. That's one thing I know about him. So, I mean, that's most of the immediate things I can think of, and we used to let him outside a lot too. When I say outside, they were indoor cats. When I say outside, was we were in the backyard at the same time, and. He wouldn't even need to. You wouldn't even have to put a leash on him, to be honest. You could just let him walk around, and if we sat at the table or sat on the lounge chair, he would either sit in the next lounge chair or sit underneath it, to keep shade from the sun. And he would just sit there, and then eventually he'd just slowly walk back toward the sunroom slider when he wanted to come back in. So he was good in that way. And I think. Excuse me. I think can't really think much else of what to say about him. And like I said, when I have the time, I'll put those links in the video descriptions so you can get a sight of how he was, what he was like, and everything, even if it's just for a short time. And I don't know, really don't know what else to say. Just it's very different not having either of them here now, Stripes or Whiskers. We still have Lady, as you saw in my Christmas decorations video. She's doing fine. She's younger, obviously, so she's doing fine being herself. And, she's more independent than Stripes and Whiskers ever were, because the previous owner she had was, she was just by herself, so that's why she's more independent and just kind of likes to be by herself more. She did get along with both of them, but, I mean, she's definitely more independent than both of them were. And I guess that's it, guys. I mean, needless to say, it was probably one of the longest Augusts I've ever had. You know, with everything that was going on. You know, my grandparents, then Whiskers. It was a pretty bad month, you know. But it's September now. That month is over. And, you know, like, as cliche as this is sounding in my videos by now, just remember the good times. Remember all the times I had with him. And just keep your chin up, as they say. And, yeah, I keep looking at pictures of him. So that's basically what I do for the most part, you know? Just remember everything that was good with him. And that's it, guys, alright? Like I said, links will be in the description. You can see him. And I will probably just leave it at that, alright? After this video is over, I'll get back to, I know I promised you that Route 110 video, but things have just been so hectic here lately with what's been going on, so I've been putting it off. I officially put it off until this month. So sometime this month, maybe the weekend or something or whenever, I'll get that video for you, okay? But as usual, guys, I do thank you for watching, and as usual, see you later.